everyone, this is Tom. Welcome back to day 2 of the 4th birthday recap. Definitely check out the first one if this is the sort of thing you're going to click on and check out day 2 of. Definitely check out the next one we're going to do of this series where we basically go through the events. Classic Event Rewind. I'm not sure if I hate the name or not. It's too late to change. I've already embossed it there in the titles. But me and Pamphlet are going to do To the Test 7. So, you know, which, just announcing now on the show, but really looking forward to that. Pamphlet suggested to do that, so that'll be really, really good as well. But we are going through 4th birthday. Let me know in the comments what events, you know, in the future I might just cover a World Dom or, you know, a Vendetta or a Summer Madness, whatever, you know. There's so many good events out there, so let me know what you want to cover. And yeah, this is the 4th birthday. We're basically going through every battle in order of when they went down. Some of the middle battles, as I've said, we're not quite sure the ordering, but it's very clear what started and what's finished. So been very fun in the first day going through it, and I'm joined as ever by Kieron. How's it going, man?
Yep, thanks for having me again, man. It's great to be here.
It's all good. It's good to have you back so speedily after day 1. You know, I had some time to reflect, and we're going to go through some incredible battles, and let's just get into it. You know, Ogmios versus Adam the Rapper.
This dickhead ain't cut out for this. What I'm really saying is, you're a rapper in the same way you're Jewish, because you carry the name but don't have faith in how you do it. If I was Jewish, I'd probably be a Kabbalah mystic, famed for healing the sick, just by speaking with the cymatic properties of ancient Hebrew scripts. But I'm not Jewish.
I play guitar and that vexed him. Because man's got a head like a plectrum. Hold it down, man. Ogmios meditates every day on floor, legs crossed, then ums till he levitates. At least that's what this sketcher says. He's actually rubbing on till his fella sprays. He's like, when I come, I transcend existential planes. His dad's like, Ivan, we're trying to watch the telly, mate.
Similar to a Pedro versus Enigma, it's just like the talent coming through at this time. Jeez.
Yeah, it was a great starter battle. Both very funny. I think at times the crowd were slightly sleeping on Ogmios, but you have to expect that due to how creative he is, in a sense. You know, he's so mythical and different that not everyone's going to catch it, but those that do catch it are fucking just sat there and thinking, oh my god, this is fucking insane. Adam starts off with skinny jokes. You look like Funny Bones, which was that 90s British TV comedy and stuff like that. I said again, Ogmios sometimes it's just so creative it goes over fans' heads. Adam the Earthworm, you know, that was just fucking funny. Like they both were kind of going at each other for you know for how they look. I was hoping, because I think it was Og's 5th battle, I think, or 4th.
Right.
So yeah, in the previous battles, everyone comes at Ogmios at how he looks, and I was hoping that because Adam can be so creative that he would take a different approach. He did sometimes, but I was hoping that he'd kind of stay away from the whole, well, not stay away from it completely, but not constantly go at the kind of, you know, vegan, PE teacher, the way he spits it and, you know, stuff like that. I felt he was quite repetitive, but he was different with every way he did it. I think Adam's sick.
Yeah, he's very, very good here, and I think Ogmios is better. I just think Ogmios has such sophisticated writing. Adam camel in, brought a bag big enough to put you in a damn camel in. You know, no real response to that, but I love that.
Yeah, Og's saying, Og's just, it wasn't even a bar, he just read out one of Adam's reviews that he's had. That was funny, like that was just so good. Says he's came to the battle dressed in his Poetry Slam cardigan, which was sick as well. It's slaying Adam on his style when, what was it? It's just sarcastically referencing himself. So he was kind of comparing himself to Adam at the same time, but kind of going at him. But yeah, Ogmios has just such a. I think Ogmios is the one and only who can do that style. No one's as slow but yet so content as Ogmios is. And speaking about the whole, you know, people are always like, oh, you choke too much and it's so obvious. But it works with Ogmios. Like, he takes his time, you know what I mean? And that's what he does. And it really does show.
He's one of the most unique battlers ever, and not in a kind of gimmicky, unique way, in a, like, sheer genius way that kind of no one is really like. Like, okay, you can sort of say QP or, you know, whatever, certain elements of certain things, but there's something so cohesively Ogmios, and that's what I love about them. A mastermind question that I can't really put in the show anymore because it'll give it away, but what's the name of Adam the Rapper's old band? No, his band is called Old Mayor.
Oh.
Which is just
that what it is, Old Mayor?
Yeah, they're called Og mentions them. And as you say, yeah, he's in his poetry slam attire, and he talks about like Adam's poem showing two split personalities, the Tyler Durden. This is Fight Club,
ego, isn't it? Yeah, this is Fight Ego that fucks you up worse than Tyler Durden. That was a sick Fight Club reference as well.
This is not Poetry Nightclub. This is Mickey Worthless going club. Kind of is. Kind of the last time it really was. Like, you know.
Og always ends these rounds with funny. I think he ended his round like perfect at one time, and he's like, he always like ends it quite funny. That's just such an Og thing to do. Yeah. You know, for sometimes you can look at Og as a way too serious mythical writer, but he has such a creative mind and such a wicked sense of humor as well.
Yeah. He's incredible. Like, we love Ogmios, as everyone does. And Adam talks about him fucking a tree. Beach. So.
Yeah, there was a Mormon with ME that I think it's like a chronic fatigue syndrome he has. You know, again, just going at things he looks like and what he could have, and just saying, "Oh, you have that disease because of the way you look and stuff." But like, there was what was it, the Brighton Gully Side Seagull Side, you know, and that's Seagull Side. That was sick. Flew into the sky. What was it? Flew into the sky.
Buster Wheelie. Yeah.
Looking like a second, of ET, like, man.
So he's fucking the bike, is what he talks about.
Yeah, the bike scheme.
His helmet in her tube and pumper. It's like, I've not heard you so candid.
Yeah. Was it straight off the frame?
Want to split the rubber?
Split the rubber, yeah. That's
clever bike scheme.
Yeah, it is quite, man. Yeah. He's definitely got a bike, man. You know, he's definitely quite a good cycler. There was a random edit in the battle. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know whatever happened, but it was during Ogmios's, I think it was his third round. Okay. And I don't know if it was maybe someone in the crowd had said something, but there was just this slight edit where there was maybe like 30 seconds taken out. I don't know what happened. I don't know if anyone does know what happened. If they do, they can always drop it in the comments or something like that.
Comment your 4th birthday memories below, by the way, if you were there. Yeah. Like, I'm kind of. If anyone knows Mark Lewisham, he's like this kind of renowned Beatles author, but he's known for getting so many anecdotes about one event and just making it all the more fascinating. So, you know, let us know below, preferably truthful ones, but who knows, you know. Yeah. Did Soul punch you? You know, let us know. But we'll get to that. But Ogmios wins. Interesting to mention Soul, though. Soul in the judging gives it to Adam, and he says that Oxford was amazing, but you have to draw a line to what actually is battling.
Yeah. I was confused by the judging. I couldn't personally see any way it could have went to Adam. Even, well, me personally, I would have given it to Ogmios 3-0, but still, Adam did have good stuff, but I still couldn't find a way to give it to Adam in a sense. I don't know what Soul was really going towards when he said that, but just such a well, it's weird to say that, a beautiful clash. I mean, such a great fucking battle. And it's really different. I didn't see it as it was like a very jokey battle or a very bars battle. It was very mixed and very. You don't see battles like that, if you know what I mean. You don't really get battles that unique, especially with Ogmios as well. Ogmios is so good. Yeah.
And really in his ascendancy, not even in his prime. You know, there's a certain stretch of Ogmios battles that are like jaw-droppingly good, like in a row.
And that battler scheme he did as well with everyone on the card was fucking really good as well. I reckon the crowd were a bit too quiet, but it was the first battle of the day, so
it'd been a long wait apparently as well. Mentions a long wait in the intro, so I mean, you know, typically whatever battle rap events. Og shows the last picnic in the interview, which is great to see. Myself and Michael Orlands did a little review of that on the channel. Definitely listen to that if you haven't heard it. Og feels good. Calls it a classic as well, which, you know, low key, I'm not going to say it's a classic, but it's like all 4th birthday. It's utterly enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't agree with the way classic is used a lot. Sure. But to be honest, I call classic what I think is classic to me. What what resonates with me. So it's a classic in my personal opinion. But I mean, it might be a classic for him. You might think that was some of the best shit he's written, or you might think he had a really good performance. But I think in terms of a classic, you've just performed on the stage that Shotty Arsonal is going to perform on. Like just that event itself, a classic event. So obviously everything has to be a classic battle. But yeah, fucking great battle, man. I love Ogmios. And I'm the rapper as well. Adam's sick as well. You should definitely check out some of his poetry stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
Adam's fucking great poet.
Yeah, mentally I've been counting down as we go through all these battles quite selfishly. Have I had him on the show? Have I had them on the show?
Yeah.
And Adam the rapper, he's eluded me. I have tried to get him on the show. But I don't know if he's interested. But two guys that I've had on the show that I have much respect for, much love for: Psychosis, Holocaust, and Madness.
Fuck your scripts and your dolly tracks. The Tony Madness show ain't making it past episode 1. You were gonna fuck off this whole movement for revenge. That bombed and betray everybody like Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs. You're like that Nightmare on Elm Street movie that didn't have Robert Englund in it, because from day one you were destined to flop. You're only like Tony Montana because you're a cokehead from Colombia that will backstab anyone to get what he wants. Arsonal Universal will bury you off. You're standing at the Lion's Gate with a head full of DreamWorks Columbia. Try star with me, you've definitely lost, I'm second to none. Madness just got MGM, so Touchstone with Paramount. You're still living in the 20s.
I turned a dead crowd into Resident Evil, no Capcom. And he got so sad when he found out he didn't get cast as the Black Swan. See, I ain't from Memphis, Maine, but I hustle and pimp. So you miss, I might whoop that trick with my belt buckle and shit. But nah, truth be told, I roll up on your chick and go up on her tits, cause I'm one motorboating son of a bitch.
And as anyone knows, this is a special type of battle, Kieron. It's a movie bars battle.
Yeah. Kind of cinema-styled movie theme. Madness got back to me on this one, actually. Both of them did. Madness had said that he's never had so much fun writing for a battle, and same as Psychosis said as well. He said that he never really knew PH before the battle, and as soon as the battle was finished, they just sat and spoke about films all event, that's just so sick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He fucking loved it, and he says now they're genuinely good friends.
Yeah, they did some documentary together on Psychosis Slimehouse. Yeah, it's great.
Because for him saying that was his favourite battle and his best battle, you have to remember Madness is going against people like Solomon, Twist, Khan, Saurus. You know what I mean? He's had so many good battles. So for him to think that was a highlight of his career is really good. I also wrote down 53k views is a robbery. I don't know if it's changed.
Around
I don't know if
still.
It's changed, but I think there's so many movie geeks in the world that would just fucking die to sit and listen to some of this stuff. I don't know if it's changed. If anything, it might be like 55k or something like that. But it's such a... I love theme battles, and it's such a good battle.
It's sort of similar to Harry Baker versus Quill, though. You'd expect that to explode over Reddit, but it's almost like, because it's not beggy, it's just how it's written. But as it's kind of marketed, it does feel a little bit grabby, perhaps, compared to a natural one. But still, it's a shame, because both are wonderful pieces. And Madness isn't quite as strict with the reference game. Psychosis has a much more encyclopedic battle strength here. And I mean, I'm a Psychosis fan, especially the Censor battle, which I think is one of the best known flop battles of all time. I think Psychosis is incredible. I think he's great in this battle.
Yeah, I think all the majority of the crowd were also quite big film heads. So at the time, I wasn't really into films. I didn't really know much about it. I've got written down 5, 10, 15, 20. I got about 35 references maybe throughout the battle. I'm not, still to this day, not a huge film head. I do want to get into it a lot more. So some of the references I did get, some of them I didn't. I'm just so surprised by the view count, man. I really thought it would have really popped off. But I also think it's not too different from battles these days, because film references are so common in today's battles as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hugely common. And same with books and music and stuff like that. I've got down there, Schwarzenegger, please.
Yes.
Yeah, that's sick, man. That's sick.
Attack the Block gets mentioned. Twilight Saga haircut.
Yeah.
There's a whole studio scheme. Try Star with me. At the Lions Gate, etc. We get a Kindergarten Cop sort of continuation in the second. But it does it well, and there's some sort of obscure ones that I had to just assume were films and lay out fine they were. Where he's like Palm the Four, Bio Dome, like Pauly Shore, which is Biodome, but I hadn't actually seen that film. But you can sort of see what's going on. Whoop That Trick, Hustle and Flow gets mentioned. Don't know if you've seen that movie with Terrence Howard, but it's actually a really fucking good movie.
I'd say about 50% of it's kind of foreign language to me. The ones I did catch, I did get.
It'd be like if I watched a battle that had strictly cricket bars, I'd have the same sort of feel. I'd just be like, what? There'd be like one wicket punch, I'd be like, oh yeah, and then there'd be any names, I wouldn't, wouldn't get any of it. But,
reflecting on, I think Madness has also mentioned that he wasn't too. He didn't really mind what happened with the battle, whether it went viral or not. He was just so happy that he managed to do it, because I think with the passion they both have, I don't think they really care if it went viral or not. They both gave the crowds a fucking great battle, and the battle was always going to be there. You know what I mean? I think even just to have the experience of writing what you fucking love was really good. They both really liked it. I got this one. I fucking screamed at this bar. I loved it at the time. It's your end of days Holocaust, like when Hitler tried to exterminate the Jews, and if your bitch want to be a last action hero, fucking Terminator 2. And the crowd just went really at it at the very end, really joined in. And like, that's just, I love it when the crowd wholeheartedly just joins in to fucking finish a punchline. It's sick.
And there is a Weekend at Bernie's flip by Psychosis in the third. Dead person that people are holding up. It's hard.
Yeah, it's impressive how they're able to rebuttal with an actual film reference. You know what I mean? That's so sick. They can just do that. You know what I mean? That's so cool.
Tracks like Resident Evil shit are every sequel. No one knows what they're getting made.
I understand that one because I fuck with Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, shout out Raccoon City.
Roll the credits. Bonus scene. Fuck your doll collection. That's fine. If you've seen his cribs.
I love it. The digs. Yeah, I love
digs. Yeah. Man, you know what? Psychosis. I think
he's the man.
You know what? In terms of character and people, you just want to fucking know. Like just be your friend and be like as an actor as well. With some of the stuff he does, you just want to be a part of. I think he's like number one. Like fucking, he's just so interesting in what he collects. And people might see that as childish, like, oh, you're collecting toys. You know what I mean? There's fucking people 10 times older than Psychosis Holocaust that collect shit. You know what I mean? It's a collectible thing, and it's a passion of his. Regardless if it's music, books, films, figures, anything. Like the collection he has is sick.
Yeah. I've said before on the show, like he's got me into toy collecting, not collecting myself, but watching videos on YouTube and appreciating, and like it's very infectious. Having him on and speaking to him, you get that sense. I remember testing him on toys, and I don't have any knowledge anyway, but it was great. And I had him on Flex on actually, which was a really good episode. But we'll get to the next battle, which was the Psy B final really. Of this huge tournament, top 8 tournament. This is like 500,000 views at the moment, Kieron. This is Villun versus Carlos.
I'm not done, let me keep gunning. That conversation we had about how I made you want to work harder. Don't think I forgot, G. I influenced your style, but the way you mimic is sloppy. You're like a SNES ROM. You're only known to emulate the original copy. See, you and me, we're like Pinky Brain. We don't think the same, but I blame your thinking stage. You're still stuck in that Disney wave. You get animated in battles, but you didn't get in Sissik's face like you did to Jay. So if you get big and brave now and begin to play, then I swear, Patrick, I will cripple games quicker than Crispin War back when he had Triple H in a submission brace.
The world seems like there's no peace that we live in. There's been an increase of policemen in Britain, and every evening there's killings. People are judged by their appearance and figures, how men appeal to the women, and we're all pictured in imagery from a vision. So how can this rapper be mean as a villain when judging by the genes in your system and the face you received as an infant, you're already seen as a victim?
I don't think it's enough. I think it should be so much more views. This is such a sick battle. It's back and forth, bars and bars, and one thing I do respect is that they both respect each other. They didn't see it as, oh, we're friends, we'll have to lay off. They fucking went for it, just right in harsh against each other, and it's so impressive. Carlos is only 17 when he's doing this. I mean, that's like fucking Juan when he was like battling Chiron and stuff like that. So Villun starts off speaking about helping Carlos learn and fucking
coach Carr to be a better
like he shoots hoops at Richmond High. You know, that's such a fucking such a good bar. There's so many quotes. I have so many quotes written down.
Should be charging car rental fees.
You know, there's just so many. There's so many, and Vill takes responsibility for a lot of the 2-on-2 stuff as well. He does that. He's like, you know, blah 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 blah. This scheme, me. Blah 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 blah. This scheme, me. You know, it's like he's just taking full advantage of what he can. You want to be Micky Jr. so bad. You can get the kind of work he doesn't. That's fucking. That's just. I've just got a shitload of exclamation marks after that. I must have really liked
the
that.
SNES ROM emulate original copies. You know, just have to.
What kind of gun makes a pap noise?
Yeah,
that was funny, man. But yeah, no, he's like Villun was. Well, both of them were, but Villun was extremely strong, and I wouldn't think. Sometimes I think if Carlos was to start off and then it was to be Villun, I think I'd see it a lot differently because I think Carlos, in terms of volume, stage presence, he really brought it, and he had a bit more than Villun. But at times, I actually prefer Villun's writing. But sometimes, not that it cancels out, but it gets overturned by how good Carlos was. But that's just a typical thing of, you know, he started off first, and then the person coming in second is going to fucking go at it. But I think sometimes if it was switched around, I personally would have seen the battle just a lot different. But yeah, he had a fucking strong first.
He mentions DNA thrown up on stage as well, which is kind of rings it out.
No holds bars, you know, right in his face. And Villun can take a joke as well. You have to take a joke, you know what I mean? And Carlos just got so hyped, you know, being given a real life zombie to kill in the final stage. You know, that was personally that was the bar of the battle for me.
Huge.
Great crowd control. 2 more rounds of this. What's that? Oh yeah. After he said that, there's someone in the crowd that goes, 2 more rounds of this. I can't. Am I even alive, bruv? Am I even alive? You can hardly hear it. I had to turn my fucking speakers on. Right, you can just hear it in the back. Talking about Carlos's girl giving brain to someone else's. The Professor X. What was it? Carlos giving brain to someone else that can outdo Professor X, something like that. Sure. And obviously, you know, again, big fucking X-Men fan, so that fucks with it. Calls Carlos a posh bitch, which is funny because you're known for getting what's that said? Oh, you know what? My handwriting is fucking awful, man. Jesus.
You should have done a background check, i.e., browser history.
Yeah. You know what, that bar is random. Fucking don't know what that one was. Choking after, fucking Villun choked after making a bar about choking, which is really fucking
slightly
awkward.
We get a portraits bar as well, which, like, even in 2012 it's dated.
Singapore note.
That's hard.
You know?
That's
hard. I fucked with that. Villun still had a really good third. It was just that long choke at the end, kind of taken away from it. Sometimes you wish you'd just call time. But personally, I think Villun did have better writing, but Carlos had better performance for me.
He did. Yeah. He has lots of sort of just silly lines that work well to close out the battle. Carlos, Energizer Bunny if his hair was white and fuzzy.
Yeah.
You know.
I checked the comments on this as well. I just presumed, because it was such a high-viewed battle, people would have really went. I don't like going against Carlos's the way he looks and stuff, but someone commented, without Villun being albino, is he white or black? You know, some people really just don't fucking know how the world works, man. Like, there's just some retarded fucking comments and stuff. But, like, the majority of the comments were fucking rating Villun and Carlos had a really good battle. But obviously, you'll get the trolls, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Apart from that, fucking... I'd say this is probably my second favourite battle of the event.
Really?
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's quite. How long is the battle? It's quite
a lengthy one. I think it's half an hour in total. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. But in the interview as well, Villun's not disappointed. You know, in terms of the choke, not too bad. They didn't write together. They both say fuck. They both say fuck Becky to the camera.
Yeah, that fucking. I think she also referenced the Micky. Yeah. That Micky album he did. What was
Bodied My
You
Heart.
Broke My Heart. Yeah, that shit, man. That's sick.
And I mean, Carlos winning this effectively means he gets international, Didn't he face someone? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I don't know what would have happened. Do you know what? I think his next battle was...
Wasn't it Enigma?
I think it was Enigma, and after Enigma, you had Pedro at the fucking...
Yes.
To the Test 10 or something. Not to the Test 10.
No, I mean Enigma from the Philippines. I think that's who he was supposed to battle as an international, I think. Don't hold me to that.
Sure, man, yeah.
That would have been interesting, but...
I reckon if Carlos did get a big international, that would be a fucking heavy battle. Depends who he would have got, of course. In fact, actually, I think he wanted Fredo. Is he named Fredo or Fredo?
Fredo,
like
yeah.
Yeah, I think he wanted him. I think he did come. Oh, I fucking know what it is. Right. Okay, so he was meant to battle Fredo. Carlos pulled out, and then Euthorical took him.
Right.
That's what it was. I think
right.
I remember reading that on a forum. I think Euthorical took him. I don't know why he would have pulled out, but obviously, if he pulled out from that, he wouldn't have got another international battle. And I guess Euthorical was kind of popping at the time, so it made
big up Euthorical.
A bit of sense.
Fucking love Euthorical, man.
Yeah, good guy.
He was a great battler. Well, he still is. But Uno and Micky is the next battle. Teaming up versus Caustic, Kid and Bowski.
I said yesterday, me and Bowski went to the drive-thru. Because we wanted to start munching. So he was like, can I get a number 2?
Would you like anything else with your order, sir?
Yeah, some large stuffing. And then he was like, can I get a number 4, number 5? Can you get that with large muffins? Can I get a number 6? Make sure it's small. Some hard muffins, a chicken sandwich, a Diet Coke, some peanuts for some large crunch. And then he looked at me like, hey, you want something?
Yo, Uno, everybody knows I'm a fat bastard. What the fuck are you saying? The reason I ordered all that shit is because your dumbass was paying. I'm talking about Goldberg when I say, yo, mama looks like Whoopi. You on URL, well, that shit's nutty.
It's on the demos battle. It's the second of the two fourth birthday demo battles. I don't know if you remember, or any of our listeners remember, the video at the start, I mentioned this to Bowski in our episode, of the sort of weird advert for House Trade where Micky does like a javelin into a Perspex skyscraper.
Yeah, and then he fucking headbutts the fucking window and slides down and shit, man. Yeah, this it was really weird. I think this is one of the battles you'd really like if you were drunk. You know what I mean? If you were proper pissed, you're really pissed. It's one of the battles you'd find a lot funnier. I think with the way it was taken, I messaged Bowski. Bowski was just talking about how Calcium Kid came to his flat the day before and wrote, but then they just went out on the piss with Micky and Uno, and then they just got slaughtered. So the majority of the prep they did was actually on the way to the event, and I think actually Bowski and Calcium really fucking held it down for the slow prep. I mean, it was a 24-hour. I think it was a 2-day prep, I think, but both of them didn't prep within the first 24 hours. They all just left it to the last minute. But yeah, he wrote about Bowski was at a party at Pete Cashmore's with Flex Digits and Holly Masters and Els and all that shit. You know, all the old names that were pretty sick. So they were fucking off it. But yeah, apart from that, I wrote in the intro, the Micky going, was it Blicky, Blacky, Clicky, Clacky?
Oh yeah, he's getting his URL.
Getting his URL steez and stuff like that. They slow it down with the pump, you know, pull out the pump and see me inhale. Stuff like that, you know. Uno at the drive-thru with, hey, you want something?
Bowski with the flip.
Yeah, fucking, because your skinny ass was paying or something.
Yeah. I was only ordering all the stuff because you were paying for it.
Yeah. That's sick, man. What else? Uno saying, "Let me stick my dick in your girl's bootius maximus." Just random. But this is the stuff you expect if it's on a 2-day prep thing,
I mean, you get impressions, you get daylight impressions.
Yeah.
Bowski does an Uno impression saying his mother has a wooden eyebrow.
Yeah. Let's mention that this was meant to be Daylight versus Calcium, was it not? I think.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because he couldn't get through. He couldn't get through customs, and I think was was it the Saurus that mentioned that in his matter battle? Someone mentioned
so
that
he had all the
couldn't get
masks
in.
or something, I think.
Yeah, he couldn't get in. But I think fucking hell, Daylight and Calcium, that would have just been such a weird battle, like fucking insane battle. What have I got written down? Teach my neighbours' kids to run hours with scissors. You know what I mean? I love how different Calcium is. He's just so creative. There isn't really any barriers, I think, with his bars. I think he just says what entertains him, and it fucks with the crowd.
Yeah. The sort of guard dogs, train hawks, you know.
Got guard dogs that guard the guard dogs, stuff like that.
You know, it's all vintage stuff. And I think, again, this is a very entertaining battle. It has its loose spots. It has the Micky prayer double L sequence.
Oh, fucking hell. I didn't even write that down. I didn't really want to think about it, to be honest. When he comes up and then he just like fucking double L speaks really fucking quietly and whatever he does. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking awkward.
Yeah,
it's really awkward. I think the funniest reference, if you haven't seen it, is when they were all in Croatia on the fucking boat thingy, and Bowski mentions that Micky, he's like, he goes to Uno, you can't win. Micky, you can't swim. And if you've seen the fucking Croatian footage of Micky trying to swim, it's hilarious. Hilarious stuff.
It angered Yunnan. He mentioned it in the arcade battle, I think.
Yeah. Catch me invading Japan with a pod of whales and a tank. You know, so many fucking... Bowski's impression of Uno taking Bamlam's hat, Bagnall's hat, was quite funny. It was like, your mama got a wooden eyebrow. The bitch can't blink.
Yeah.
When I fuck her in the ass, the bitch can't think. You know, it's just funny. It's really funny. And I think what makes the battle better is that all four of them really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
Like they were all laughing at each other's content, and it was all fucking funny. I also picked up that Calcium tends to wave at the camera every time it fucking points.
Yeah.
He just always waves. He's like, hello there, and then he fucking starts spitting his stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, I think
fat titties, bitch.
Yeah, both teams had really good chemistry as well. I think because they're all so friendly. You know what I mean? Micky and Uno, they've got a really good battle together as well. But was their battle after or before that event? It was before.
Was it before?
It was at the where Jesus, I'm trying to think of some of the battles.
Too many events.
Card.
Yeah,
too many events. But they had it was the whole Micky is his mum, is that you, that sort of thing. They were really going off.
Right.
Yeah, they had really good chemistry, and then started to double L's cringy and we shouldn't have got on stage. Know how this guy is a faggot. He wouldn't recognise his dad from the waist up. That's really tight but funny at the same time. And then they really started getting to the fat titties bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking that really gassed me up, and it gassed the crowd up as well. And they started to get into it as well.
Yeah, that's huge. And the whole battle is quite a spectacle. It's kind of what you expect from this, but it delivers. It's not boring. There's a few dry spots.
It's just funny, It's just fun. It's just a funny battle. If you want to just watch a funny battle, that's definitely one of the battles you want to watch. And you can even laugh at the cringy moments as well. You know what I mean?
And going from a wellspring of joy that is that battle into the fires of Hades with.
I don't want to turn this page over, but fucking we got to do it.
This is a battle that spawned a verb. Getting Jefferson Price. This is Jeff versus Caustic.
You see, I get why you do it. Sometimes shit can be stale at home. Sometimes it feels you want to be somewhere where you ain't and they're not. I mean, the birds want to wank you off and the dudes say that you're dope. It's like a little bit of praise. It feels like some fame of our own. I mean, except that's the lesson. You can be a beast nevertheless, but that ain't never what they selling. Because amidst the handshakes and yelling, the real test of intelligence is making sure you never mistake respect for progression. All the big battles you get, you end in their lives. Every big battle I get, I've lost. Every time. And that's my point. And that's my point about progression summed up in this next line, is that your name didn't even look out of place next to mine.
And you may have talked to Daniel Stefani yesterday, but you're talking to fucking Caustic today. I said it's Caustic, homie. I'm known to body rappers. I break a motherfucker down. I'm starting to offer classes. You're the exact motherfucker I hate. Acting like a cocky bastard, then go home to your fat fiance Carly after you just got done opening condom wrappers with that
fucking bitch Holly Masters.
You know what's ironic? Because in the beginning, Jeff says in the intro, "Let's make this a classic."
Right.
It fucking certainly did. You know, it really, really did. As you can imagine, Tom, I didn't get a response from Jeff on this battle. Obviously, I wouldn't have got anything about this. I don't know if you can find the guy. I know Def has him.
Def knows about him. Yeah.
But you know what? I would see if Don't Flop was still kicking about, man.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine the return of Jefferson Price? It would. I don't know if it would pop or if it would be just like, oh shit, you know. But like,
Code Red. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Code Red.
You know what? I thought. See, when Soul battled Caustic, I thought he was going to bring out Jefferson Price.
Wow.
I was so fucking hyped. I was like, oh my god, what if it happens? You know. I think Marlo made a joke about him coming up from the pit in this little trap door, and he comes up and fucking surprises him and stuff like that. But yeah. I don't know where to start with this battle. I don't want to just reference the third round.
No, I mean,
apart from it all happening, you know, if no one knows the background to it, the whole you know, Caustic's stuff getting leaked by Micky Worthless or whatever it was, it got back to Jeff. Jeff couldn't allow this to happen. You know, Jeff was having a baby with this woman, and he had to. He said to Caustic, look, you have to change your shit. Caustic wasn't feeling what he rewrote, and he just fucking went for it. He made the promise that he wouldn't say the names, and that Uno said the names instead, which was all the worse for Jeff, because Jeff was fucking going at Uno the whole battle. I don't know if you noticed, he was telling him to shut up like the whole time. He was just kind of going at them. Your team's got a name that is fitting. Team Hockey Perfect. You got to get played by women. You know, I mean, that's quite funny. Every time she's a black guy, she's got moist. Her pussy hole deeper than Decoy's voice. That's that's great. That's funny.
Jeff says that Caustic thinks he's on the edge of love and virtue like Casablanca, which I don't think's a direct reference to anything in Casablanca. It's just sort of evoking the emotions of the script.
It's
odd.
I can't put a link to it anyway. I don't know if there's anything to that.
No.
Told her, bitch, I need space like Mr. 13's eyes. That's just fucking. You know, Caustic's ruthless, man. He'll really fucking.
One of the worst Don't Flop robberies. Caustic versus Mr. 13. Shocking.
That was his last battle, wasn't it, Mr. 13?
Mr. 13 bowed out on an undeserved win.
Yeah, you know what? And the funny thing, I remember when the judging decisions goes his way, he's like, yes, like thank God I got the win. But yeah, fucking Caustic definitely took that. But still, Mr. 13's a fucking good guy.
Oh, shout out Mr. 13, but
yeah,
you know,
I just don't rate his hosting. But apart from that, he's a fucking.
What's his hosting that bad? I remember Bard said his hosting wasn't that bad, but
I mean.
He wasn't so good at it. He was so good at it.
Well, he's just a fucking natural, isn't he? But like. Well, I don't know. You got Bam. Bam's had some fucking moments, but I don't know. Fucking, he got a lot of hate, but he's a fucking good guy. Mr. 13 is a good guy.
And let's talk about a bad guy. Let's talk about Caustic, or is he a bad guy? You know, where do your morals fall, listeners? I appreciate that. The third round, you know, from him saying, you know, just the apology, the sort of Fogs apology, sorry kiddo, which is just, you know,
sorry kiddo. Yeah.
Holy
you know what? Jeff was looking mad nervous. You know what? Whenever he seemed to mention something slightly going towards what Jeff done, even if he wasn't referenced it directly, for example, in the first and second round, Jeff just suddenly fucking changed. Like he fucking his body gesture and his facial expression was like, oh shit, you know, don't. Like, in all fairness, he did get. I would be quite nervous if I was going into a battle knowing that this could drop. But of course, Uno got the last laugh about it. He was dropping the names. So pale, bro, you probably get rain stroke. That was a nice little thing from Jeff. But
yeah.
I don't see Caustic as a bad person. I also wouldn't care if I had to rewrite something that would discredit my battle, you know, because it is something he's done, and it is battle rap. You know, you are going to go as far as you can in terms of what you can say about your opponent. But I think it's just how it got out and leaked out. You know, I wouldn't want to rewrite my shit, so I don't think he would have either. But it's fucking infamous. You know, the whole UK rap scene knows about this.
Yeah, it's still shocking, really. and like I was actually watching a little bit of this in the kitchen just before we went on, and my girlfriend came in and recognised the battle because she knew it from Reddit cringe.
Yeah,
you know, she knew it from elsewhere.
Right. Yeah.
So where it became viral, our cringe, you know, which is an amazing subreddit. I love that subreddit. And you know, people know about it outside of battle rap. They don't even know who Caustic, Don't Flop is. They just know that this is one of the worst exposures possibly ever caught on camera.
It gets mentioned in a lot of different places. The Minnesota Luke guy, that I remember watching some of his stuff. It was in a couple compilations throughout all the different leagues and stuff like that. But also, Caustic's a huge name. You know, people fucking watch him, even if they don't know anything about Don't Flop. They will watch the battle and they'll just see that's a typical thing the guy would do. I feel bad. I think Jeff was on a good run of battles, and I think he did speak about coming away from it for a little while because he was having a kid, you know what I mean? So he was going to take a break from it. But, you know, the return of Jefferson Price would have been fucking epic, you know? I just can't. I feel so bad for the guy, you know? Is for a brief, whether it's a year or a brief couple of months, the guy probably thought his fucking life was over, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a... And for it to happen in something the guy has a lot of passion for, you know, it probably killed his buzz for battling as well.
Oh, doused it, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think Jeff will return. You know, I would genuinely love to see him, you know, in a crowd somewhere, just kind of...
Yeah. On Battle Rap Resume. Nice. Jeff, come on. Please.
Yo, you need to get in contact with Def.
Me and Def are Watchmen bros. I can reach out to him, man. I'll get
that would be sick, you know. Even if you didn't even fucking discuss the whole idea, man, you know, it'd be sick just to get him on. You know what I mean?
That'd be interesting. A truce. It's like, okay, we're not going to talk about that. I guess we could do that, but ultimately, I'd spring him on it at the end. I'd be like, I've got you here now. Come on, let's talk about it.
But I still rated Jeff as a battler. Right. I thought he was a sick battler. He was definitely top tier at the time. He had great battles. His Yunnan battle I fucking love, even though Yunnan won. It's just such good fucking stuff. Have you ever seen the unplugged version? There's like a guy who does a song about the Jeff and Caustic thing, him and his guitar.
Oh yes, I've seen that on Don't Flop Extra. Yeah,
yeah, he done something like that as well. And also in the fourth birthday highlight video, there's as soon as it passes the what was the battle before this one? It was the
2-on-2, was it?
2-on-2, yeah. So after it was really funny on the 2-on-2, it suddenly stops and there's this really dramatic, slow music at the beginning, and it's just like a preview of one of the judges going. It's like it's Michael Parkinson, I think. He's like, I've just watched an episode of Jeremy Kyle, Jerry Springer, The Maury Show, all into one battle, and they're discussing how they would not want they wouldn't take that if Caustic was saying that to him, he would not fucking take that. You know, that would be it. So, yeah. Did the judges... there wasn't any judging after this battle, was there?
No, there wasn't.
No. I prefer if there wasn't, to be honest. I think that shit's too awkward.
Oh, after Jeff Caustic? Yeah, there was, sorry. There was, yeah.
There was, all right.
There was, yeah. Genesis Elijah's there and O'Shea and... Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! Because they announced the winner, didn't they as well?
Yeah, they did. They do announce the winner. Yeah.
Fuck.
We've just gone through so many fourth birthday battles, but yeah, I definitely remember. And Caustic says something to Jeff, but it's not clear what. It's quite brief.
Is that when they announces it and they kind of come together and like kind of handshake and shit, and he says something, man? You know what? He pretty just went, "Sorry, kiddo." You know, I said it again.
I'm really sorry, kiddo. Yeah,
I'm really sorry. He's like, at least I kept my promise. You know, I didn't drop the names.
Oh my god, this twisted playground logic that Caustic employs, but that is Caustic all over. And then, I mean, we'll just touch on it briefly. Let's keep it wrapped. But Soul came involved then.
Yeah, so the fucking story of Soul punched Caustic or something like that. If you listen to the Soul Caustic battle, there's so many funny references Caustic makes about Soul's punch, how he didn't feel it and stuff like that.
Right.
But that as soon as he mentions it, the camera goes right onto Micky and Soul. I think Soul's there.
You can see Soul
Micky,
sort of
and
angry,
Micky's like, fucking no I didn't, that kind of thing. I actually saw Soul like 3 days ago on the train. Fucking sat and spoke to him. A good guy.
He's the best.
Fucking cool seeing shit. But I mean, regardless of the situation, you know, he got banned, etc. I'm so glad that he came back. So's my favourite battler. Not just because he's from Scotland, he's just so fucking great, you know.
Yeah,
like I'm so happy he came back and he had his most prob. Fucking God, he's had so many good battles. I think was most prob his return battle.
No, it was Mr. 13.
No, Mr. 13, that was the one. Yeah, he's had so many good battles. Yeah, I'm so glad that you know R fucking brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if it was R, you know, but just like he was accepted back into the league. That was definitely a good move. You know, best for business, I guess you can call it. But yeah, I don't know where to end on this whole Jeff Caustic shit, man. I feel like I've really fucking just I've missed a few notes and stuff, but
I mean we've got the general gist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you want, we can talk about rounds 2, but it's like, come on, this battle is a 1-round battle in a sense, really, and it's gone beyond what anyone could imagine. But I imagine in the day, like when the Beatles are in the studio, it's like, mate, were people aware of what this would become? I guess. Yeah. You know, he's such a monster.
Yeah, I did write. Apart from all this, he said your mouth smells like you've been eating out H-bomb's pussy. Just I don't know. I just find that fucking funny. That just tickled me a little bit. But yeah, you know, never spit your verses to Micky worthless. So you know, the whole snitch thing came out, and you know, body rappers, Holly Masters, stuff like that. So
like can't put a price on love is sort of the snarky
can't put a price on love. He says it so fucking just sarcastically as well. It's quite funny.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a dirty battle. But
it's a mud fight.
If you to look, But apart from the third round, pretend the third round didn't happen. It's still a good battle. First and second round were fucking good. Both were funny. Both were. Jefferson definitely came with the intent to win. I guess you'd kind of have to. He had a lot of jokes as well, but Caustic's a funny guy. I don't think he's a bad person for what he's done. I rate him. He's really doing well at the moment, actually, in terms of battling. He's fucking making a name for himself. So
still.
Fucking let's hope we do see Jeff one day. You know, best luck to him.
And you know, if the battle wasn't remembered for Caustic's third, perhaps it'd be remembered for Caustic's first, or specifically the line, "Your girl's pussy's like the White House, no bush and a black guy in it now."
No bush and a black guy in it now, yeah.
Which apparently he sold to Arcane. Arcane later did that bar, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that shit. Yeah. I mean, how can you sell it if you've already fucking?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
that's a bit weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. People buying it. People have not seen the battle, but yeah. It's still a good battle. They both had great content. It's just a shame that happened, you know. But you know, moving on.
Yeah. Well, from one, you know, legend of the West Coast, Caustic, to another, Saurus, arguably the legend. You know, obviously Saurus is one of the greatest ever, unbelievably good battler. And him going against Matter, so exciting, wasn't it, to have someone like Saurus at a battle like this?
Well, you know that's not the truth for me. You're a load of bollocks musically, and your flow has not been new since Truman Show was on the movie screens. You can choke on rotting sewage streams if you think I'ma be like, gee whiz, Pete, thanks for this golden opportunity. But it's easy to read a thesaurus. You know the type of shit to expect, so I don't need my Blackberry to be predicting the text. It sticks to a formula, never a twist at the end, and it's in alphabetical order, so it always finish with Z.
Yo! Look, if you get too personal with me, homie, there's gonna be some problems. I dare you to talk about my 8 fiancés and how I cheated on them. Because if you do, fiancé number 9 is swinging on it.
I remember you and I doing a quick preview of the battle about saying he's so hyped to see Thesaurus. It's so fun. He's like, if I get to see Thesaurus live, shut the fuck up. You know, he was fucking really going for it. And he wasn't the only one. So many people were just fucking hyped to see Thesaurus. I think Matter's very underrated. I don't think he gets the appreciation he deserves. I guess you are coming off the whole 2-on-2 thing with Lunar. That bar about staying in Lunar's shadow, that was fucking fire. I don't know if it'll be somewhere in my notes, that one, but yeah, this is face jokes you have to accept. You know it's going to happen. If you don't want face jokes to happen, stop having a horrific face. You know, and stuff like that. I've been battling since DK was a black guy. That's fucking that was quite funny.
Crazy, yeah, love that.
That supernatural bar as well. Like he's supernatural. I can't remember the build up, but the Saurus came fucking swinging with some of the bars. I've been to the moon and back with more women than Luther Campbell. Just fucking so sick. And some people were fucking sleeping on them as well. I don't think, you know, not the whole crowd's going to understand every bar said, but fucking the replay value on some of these battles are just fucking crazy.
Yeah, you're completely right. And unfortunately, Saurus has a little bit of a stumble. I mean,
he
plays it out with much class, you know, and he wins the battle. And I think a lot of people point to the choke, but you know, still he wins the battle in the judges' view. And he's just got that experience, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, as I said on the first episode, he's probably the most experienced battler in the venue, and in that culture as well. He's such a legend. I've watched a lot of Thesaurus stuff. In fact, after listening to, was it 3 hours of your interview with Thesaurus, I went back and watched all the Grind Time shit, and you know him and Elmac and stuff like that. And that's the iconic duo. You know, if you were to see. That's one thing I'm upset I never saw. Thesaurus Elmac versus Shufflo. How crazy would that be?
Oh, I know.
You know, so crazy. And even did that DNA and K-Shine versus Shufflo that never happened either?
7th birthday was supposed to happen, but K-Shine couldn't come over. Yeah,
that's a shame, man. But yeah, Thesaurus is the guy. He's probably my favorite in America anyway. Over in the States, definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much of King of the Dot and Ural stuff, but even on the battles of what he's done over here alone, definitely fucking top guy.
Oh yeah, and have you seen him versus Topper? I always mention it.
I have, yeah. I watched it after the interview.
Oh right,
such a good battle.
Oh my god,
crazy.
I mean, we're in 2018 now. I need to do like a sort of, you know, my favourite of the year or whatever. I haven't really done any recaps, but I will say that is my battle of 2017. Incredible battle.
Yeah, crazy battle. It was good. I never even heard of Topper ever, and that's what he spoke about as well. You know, a lot of people were kind of up with the name and stuff, but you know, the guy gave him an opportunity and he fucking took it. Crazy battle. Yeah. Such a good battle.
Yeah, really good battle. I've gone on about it ad nauseum, so I'm sure people have heard it. But
yeah,
Saurus versus Matter. It's strong. What's your opinion on the actual, you know, the decision on the battle? Is it right for you?
I'm not too sure. Again, I don't want to put the choke on the whole battle. I just want to put the choke on the one round. I'm not too sure. Again, this is one of the ones I would happily have promo. I didn't really care who the winner was. It was still a great battle, but I don't know. Obviously, it was a lot of mixed opinions as well. I see in the comments everyone mention it and stuff. Same on Reddit as well, all the trends and stuff like that on the forums. But I was just happy to see a good battle, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you felt won?
I mean, we mentioned this on our top 10 Don't Flop Robberies episode, which is an episode I really enjoyed, actually. Shout out Jacob, we did that. And we talked about this battle. And I said during it, and I still kind of feel with those convictions, that Saurus did actually take it, even though it's kind of a contentious battle and a lot of people point to Matter.
Yeah.
I just something about the star quality of Saurus, even though I think he's written a lot better in other battles than this. I don't think necessarily his writing's incredible here. I just think there's something quite refreshing about him, paired with just how good he is in this battle, that makes me feel that he just reaches toward a win.
Well, off the top of the dome, if I haven't watched the battle in a while, I personally couldn't give a quotable from Matter, but I could give so many quotables from that battle from Thesaurus. That's what I think about it. I think in a sense, you know, after the decision, he did spit the rest of his third round, if I'm right. He did come back to spit some of the rest of his stuff. So he did finish it off, you know what I mean? But I would give it 2-1 to Thesaurus, personally. I would.
Yeah. I think so as well.
Regardless of all, again, I'm just happy to see a crazy battle. It was a good battle back and forth. But then again, I think Matter still came with it, and right enough, you know, for someone at the time, it didn't make sense, the matchup for me. I didn't think Matter was so deserving at the time for such a huge name. I think international for sure. I thought Thesaurus, man. But then again, I think Thesaurus was up for the battle. I think he did rate Matter.
Yeah.
He did. He said he followed him a little bit. He's seen what he's done with Luna and Solo as well.
In an ideal world, no disrespect to Matter, but it would have been Luna versus Saurus at 4th birthday.
Yeah. Fucking just plain fact, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, that would have. I mean, fair enough to Luna, and he did his own thing and stuff, and he did come back. Yeah. But there's certain battles around that era that just should have happened, like Titan clashes, that unfortunately haven't got the same ring to them. But geeks trying to grapple with a Greek myth, Legionidas versus Leonidas. Lots of Matter flips and from both of them.
So a move step forward if you from West Yorkshire, my right hand will knock you to the Budapest border. Now, I did some research. That's 746 miles.
Jesus. So
the guy's got a fucking right hook.
Pete's got an iron fist, man. Yeah.
That's fucking. I remember looking that up on Google Maps. Like, I got to Google Maps this shit and see what the big fuss is, and I was like, that's pretty heavy.
so talking about controversial judging, Saurus talks about the Osh Tony clash the night before, and how Matter says that Tony won, and Saurus says that Osh won, and way better than Luna, he says, but who the fuck isn't? With such snark from Saurus.
I mean, it's just clowning on him. You have to completely. You put the Matter in doesn't matter at all.
Sure.
That was sick. Exactly what it says on the skin. On the skin. Yeah, I think. Fucking going at his again. Just fucking face jokes. Also, Saurus calling out Lunar, and I think he's 3rd round or he's 2nd round. I think he mentioned it, and then he chokes, but he has a little nice freestyle. And then of course after the battle finish he still spat the rest. So what was it, life flash before you like Amanda Todd, the Maradona swag, you got beaten by the hand of God. That's fucking mad. That really good bar, really good battle as well. I like battles that are just purely fucking bars back and forth. They're fucking great, and especially for I mean, I think over time I've definitely become bars over jokes. Back in the day I didn't really understand it too much, but definitely I just I'm fascinated by especially how Thesaurus writes.
Yeah, he is a true artist. Talks of having better syllable mechanics, which is so Saurusy. 7 judges. 5 gave it to Saurus, and at the end of the battle, he very graciously says to the camera, he's a grown man, and he didn't feel like he won it.
Yeah, I don't know. Opinions are so different when you've just watched it, I guess. But I still stick by the fact that I think Saurus won. And again, I don't feel it's fair that people can judge a battle on the choke. I feel like you can really just judge it on that one round. So again 2-1 for me personally. But again, I mean, maybe if I was in the crowd, I might have thought Matter might have took it. But I think with the huge amount of disagreement that it brought, it was definitely fucking 50-50 on who did what. You know what I mean?
And again, in the post-interview, Saurus reiterates what he said before. It is what it is to Matter. Let's go get pissed. They're both looking forward to Shotti Arsonal, which, I mean, Shotti Arsonal, I just did a little bit of research, actually, and I believe in the next day or two, we're recording this on the 5th of January, that Oxymyron and Disaster will take over Shotti Arsonal. Shotti Arsonal is currently at 10.554 mil, and Oxy's at 10.28, so, it's about 40k ahead, so it's going to pass it very, very soon. But for the longest time, this has been, the flag in the dirt. This has been the huge, mountain. This has been the most viewed battle of, forget King of the Dot, forget URL. This is the most viewed English-speaking battle, which is a huge accolade. And, it held it for so long as well, which is so awesome to come from the 2012. And what a damn battle this is. What an incredible example of battle rap.
Last night I was on stage at a rave and the crowd was forming a mosh pit. I seen a nigga get shot, brutally beat, drop kicked, and a Vietnamese gangster done stabbed the nigga with a chopstick. I'm thinking in my head, damn, that's some nasty ass shit. Out the corner of my eye, I see this nasty ass bitch. It was Shotty Horror's mom flashing them saggy ass tits. I told my dog put his paws on it. He little scrappy, that bitch. Yo, now look, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Listen, I get love in the room from the men, women, and children. and tell that fucking security guard I'm the only thug in the building.
Yo, pull out Squidward's clarinet.
But you don't play that. You'll have blades travel down you faster than skate ramps or Wesley Snipes on a train track. You're fake. I'm in a position to say that because when I'm gonna off man like Dustin, I see all of the matches like Rain Man.
It sums up battle rap in itself, you know. It is where it is for a reason. A fucking great mix of jokes and bars. Yep. It's such a heavy hitting, especially the crowd were so hyped for this as well. So hyped for it. In fact, I even think the rematch is 1.2, 1.3 views as well. Like even the rematch was still good, but nothing contends to the beauty of the fucking first battle. Such a good battle. I noticed first of all, Arsonal had Sagna on the back of his shirt. Yeah, probably because that's probably who he looks like the most. I guess so. At the time, Arsonal, the Arsonal players. No. Obviously, starts off with show up to the showdown, show off the show with all the crowd, etc. God, you know what? There's so many good quotes.
Well, I mean, just before we get into Shotties, I love the intro, which immortalizes that Mary Keisha Mali. You know his song. This Mary Keisha Mali.
Don't forget about that white girl. Yeah, that's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
For some reason, that song comes to me about once every 2 months. I don't know why. I just fucking remember it. It's just funny, man. Is
this Arsenal's best ever performance?
I
mean, he's got some fantastic performances, but it's definitely one of his best.
Well, obviously, it's best in the UK for sure. If it's not, it's definitely top 3. But you just have to look at the views it's brung. You know, he's had Loaded Lux, Iron Solomon. You know what? Even DNA when he battled in.
Checkpoint.
Checkpoint, yeah. That's on like 3.94 million views. Like that's a fucking cracking video that as well. Battle that. I think this is his best performance because the crowd were up for it. It just everything. It was just the perfect build up and the perfect venue, perfect card to have this penultimate battle at the very end of the day. It was such a great fucking battle. Such a good battle.
Calls it one of the most perfect matchups ever, which I think is true. Everything has culminated, really, to this. There's some incredible Arsenal flips from Shotty in the first. I mean, he's got some really dense and interesting writing here. Leave Arsenal in predicament like Van Persie when they transferred him.
Just fucking
Arsenal.
So sick.
Arsenal let shooters go. Is Mancini or that twat Fergie?
I also wrote down just before we get right into it. I said that Arsenal's hype man looks like Willis from Different Strokes.
Okay, I don't know if you've Ray Swag. It is. Yeah, he's from UW, his business partner. Yeah.
He was fucking with the battle as well, man. I liked how straight to the point Arsenal got. If you were G in any way, shape or form, you should react to this. Bringing up the whole dead uncle and stuff like that. If you've watched Shotty versus Fingers, you'd notice that Shotty really takes the whole death thing serious, and he really doesn't want it kind of brought up, and he's which is fucking right enough. You know what I mean? He has the right to have that, but Arsenal, the character he is, will definitely bring that up regardless. You know what I mean? And he did, and it popped, I guess. The
way Arsenal kicks off by unveiling the Sagna top. Top is it's just what a fury that he conjures, and I like how Shotty's brother has his old school Man City shirt, like showing the pride on calf.
It's like a fucking an 03 shirt. Yeah. You know what? I only noticed this, and this is embarrassing. I only noticed this today. I thought that was a West Brom shirt. I don't even know why. I was like, I'm fucking West Brom. What the fuck? But I looked at the fucking logo. I had it on my iPad. I was like, I can see it much bigger. Yeah. But yeah, man. The dreads coming down, the shirt, the shirts on. Just an amazing moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In another cracker's country.
Another cracker's face. Another cracker's money.
It's he's writing rhymes on toilet or an aircraft is the best time. He says, what would you do for a Klondike? I still don't quite know what one of those are. Shotty's confused.
Not a clue.
No.
I don't know what that is. No.
Arsonal going at the security guard as well, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm the only thug in the building, something like that. We didn't mention that, did we, man?
We haven't really mentioned the security guard, no.
Maybe that's like a battle rap extra, you know what I mean? That's just like... you know what? I tried for 2 days straight to get through that I wanted a statement from him, and I fucking couldn't find him. If I came on and had that, I would I'd call myself the Don.
Him and Jefferson Price, I need them both on the show. Just as a sort
fucking hell.
A
little combo. You should do them two doing Mastermind. That'd be fucking sick.
He's like, I don't know anything about past, bruv.
Yeah. Until he mentions the 4th birthday event, he fucking wins the whole round. You know what I mean? Yeah, sick.
Probably one of my favourite bars ever, and I don't say this lightly, is in Shotty's second. I don't know, I'm not even a big fan of movie bars per se, but it's just the cleverness of the composition. When I want an off-man like Dustin, I see all the matches like Rain Man.
Rain Man, yeah. At the time, I still didn't really get it until I really looked into it. But it's just the sheer... You know, sometimes a bar doesn't have to be... that like sometimes the reaction is just going to be like, you know, you either get like a clap or a fucking like jeez, you know what I mean? But like a lot of people just fucking did that kind of shit fucking hell, like you know, they didn't want to go out mad for it, but yeah, that's a fucking bar. That's a bar.
Dreadlocking up with me bar. This ain't no close shave fan.
Close shave fan, Fuck, I'm trying to think what else I got, man. Smokey back here taking a shit. I watched that film a couple of days ago, man. And then I was so bored. I was like trying to fall asleep, and then I fucking heard that. I was like, that's what it's reference from. I get it now.
Midgets are really cool people. Shotty applause. He has such personality, Shotty. His facial expressions are second to none.
It's the you know what, I only appreciated the whole body gesture when Uno Lavos redone what he did. You know, when he's his shoulder blades come up higher than his ears, and he's like really fucking going at it with the hand gestures and stuff like that. That's what it really is. And all these kind of Voldemort fucking references to Shotty as well. When you look at it from a distance, it fucking does look pretty similar.
Yeah, I can I can see that. And the whole Atom stuff in the second.
Yeah, you know, he had some fucking crack at some of the schemes about I think about 4 different Atom schemes.
Yeah, inferring it didn't matter, etc.
Yeah. One thing I didn't really get, well, I got it, but I thought it was really wacky, was like, grab the Robert what's his middle name? Robert Downey Jr. off my waist. That's me, Iron Man. And I was like, fuck's sake. You know what I mean? You look like both Keenan and Kel.
Okay, yeah.
That was quite a nice reference. I only came to fuck 3 bitches and sightsee, which was quite funny to me. One of the... obviously, I was brought up around poverty. Psychologically, I got the mind power to separate you from this thing you disguised to be. Fucking views don't lie. I get the whole world watching me. A science lesson is what there's got to be to break down an atom properly. Now, that was fucking really good. And again, he had a couple other Atom schemes that were really sick.
Pinocchio, the long nose.
Yeah, long nose. Chances of beating me are slimmer than Big T running a marathon with Rick Ross. That was quite funny. But yeah, Ars's second round, the from halfway onwards to the very end, he was punching, really punching, going for it. And I felt he was really in his element. He knew he was in his element. He had the crowd with him. Everything was sort of working out for him. And again, this is the reason this is fucking 10.5 million views. You mean?
Yeah. I mean, it has the kind of viral capacity in the thumbnail itself. You know, white guy, black guy, dreads, bald, whatever. And, you know, it's just got the exciting event. But the material has to stack up to really sustain these views. And it really does. And Shotty in his third ramps up the writing yet again. The whole, his identities and affiliations, unfinished book, he's part red.
Part red, yeah. The whole, thing, I had space on my graveyard left.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Arsonal had done the rebuttal that Tony D had? Right. I won't fall victim to Shotty's gimmicks. Of course, you always got space in your graveyard. You're not got bodies in it. Like that would pop. That was so pop. It'd be just amazing thing to see. Your girl got fucked by every rapper in here. It looked like a cipher. That was quite funny. Blaming Shotty for 100 years of slavery.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. That was just so.
And then going through the alphabet backwards.
Yeah, the AZ scheme. You know what? I was questioning whether to write that down on my piece of paper, and I thought, you know what? Don't fucking bother. What would be the point? You know what I mean?
I think I said this to Chiller when I had him on. You need to have a great closing punch to make a scheme worthwhile. Yeah. And the whole see how I can be on my A game is delicious.
Yeah. And you don't. That proves you don't always have to land with a really hard punch. You know, you're fucking loud and aggressive. You just said it so calmly, and you thought, you know what? That was a scheme and a half. Really good fucking scheme. Close my eyes and drift off to a journey. My mind takes me there. Boom! I wake up in front of a grown ass white boy with no facial hair. I thought it was quite funny. And then that's that whole scratch my balls.
The sort of daylight anticipating.
Tap your face. What was it? He said his girl gives him head while she's driving. And I thought that was quite funny. I can't remember the actual bar.
Yeah.
But you referenced the fact that, you know, we have different ways, different sides of the car that we drive on and stuff like that. But yeah, fucking Arsonal just had so much good shit. And
he was great. He was great. And Kryptonite. I'm not sure if that's the first time that bar's been spat, but
Kryptonite to this Kryptonite.
Still,
I think it's been said in the King of the Dot.
I've heard it before.
I definitely heard it across the states anyway. I don't know who would have said
maybe,
it.
Maybe. I think people.
Kryptonite to this Kryptonite.
I mean, Shotty calls him hip hop Jimmy Savile. He's fucking up a kid up. So
fucking up. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I can't remember the whole Jimmy Savile thing. Was that around that time?
I think it's so long ago, isn't it? But I think it was, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I really can't fucking think about it. No. You know, I've just had the Saurus message me right now. He says I asked him ages ago if he could give a statement. He's in his tournaments right now, actually. He's fucking
all right.
He's doing poker and stuff like that. But fucking what a battle, man. Such a good battle. So incredible. Many quotables.
Incredible battle.
It's a class that's a classic.
That is a classic. I think probably the only classic from Fourth Birthday, even though there's so many good battles, but probably the only classic. But I mean, looking back then, on this unbelievable, how many times do we have to say, remarkable event that really doesn't have any bad battles. And I think even if you go to like a Fifth Birthday or something, you could point out a few that maybe aren't as great, but there were higher aspirations there. But, this just had it perfect. It was new. It was original for the time, getting the internationals over. It wasn't just old hat as it is with every single event now, which is great for us as fans. But back then, it really was a USP. So, I mean, looking back, some of your top battles from the day, I know you said that you really dug Villun versus Carlos.
Villun versus Carlos, I loved. At the start, my personal favourite was Shotti Arsonal, just because of what it has become. Sometimes it has to be everyone's favourite. To be honest, I might actually just push Villun and Carlos up there. Okay. I think it was for just me personally. I like the mix of jokes and bars. I also really rate them both, especially as a 2-2 as well.
Oh yeah.
Their battle with Big J and Lefty was really heavy. Apart from they took the loss, but still a great battle. I guess the whole Micky Uno battle would kind of have to be at the bottom, probably just because of some of the moments it had. In terms of funny though, that could be actually up there in terms of how funny it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So apart from that, but I couldn't really put a dot on a written bad battle. They were all so good. Plus, I wouldn't want to disrespect a battle at such a great event either. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to say.
But being
honest,
was
the worst.
You're being honest. There isn't anything bad here. That it is all really impressive. And I'd probably put Bam and Bullets. I've always really liked as a battle. I've got a lot of fond memories when I watched that when I was just younger, getting into battles and stuff. And it's just kind of a good one for me. Psychosis Madness as well is kind of a deeper one. Adam versus Og. They're all fucking good, as we've said.
They're all nice. They're all nice starter battles because not a lot of what I noticed on forums and stuff, a lot of people ask questions when they're new. So that means there's a shed load of references to prior battles that they've been watching that they won't understand. And I think I'm quite fortunate the fact that I've been watching since 2009.
Yeah.
Like, I understand at least 90% of what's been going on and stuff like that. So I get that in a sense. But some of these battles, the Bam and the Batman 100 Bullets one was a perfect starter battle, a nice battle. Even Adam and Og as well. You know, that was the battle, the starting battle for the day. They're just really nice battles to watch.
Yeah.
And I said in the first one, every battle has replay value, which is so important.
Well, please comment below. Let us know your 4th birthday memories, who you spotted in the crowd, you know, what your favourite battles were, what your favourite moments were, what events you want to see done, you know, next. As I say, To the Test 7, we pamphleted with the next one, but there's so many Don't Flop ones we could do, you know, so many classic events to go back through. You know.
6th birthday, man.
6th birthday, yeah, all the birthdays, really, checkpoints, etc. You know, pretty much, the verdicts, why not, you know, Summer Standard, there's been some To the Test 10s, Distinction, you know, how many fucking amazing events have they put on? And not even necessarily Don't Flop, you know, we can go to other leagues as well. But Kieron, it's been a pleasure, man. Is there any projects you like to promo or anything like that?
Not really, man. You know what? I got a photography page that I've just started off. Kieron Kelleher Photography. I'm starting to do that. I don't know anything else. I'm trying to make my way into the acting world, to be honest, but I ain't got any shit. I'm just kind of getting slowly up there. I'm taking part in Top Boy Season 3. Nice. That's going to happen. I don't know if you see that. It's going to be pretty sick.
Oh, shit. That's big.
Yeah. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Apart from that, that's all. I'm just I'm happy I could be on the platform. It's good to fucking speak my mind. It's been great doing research. I feel like I've done homework for the first time I actually liked. You know what I mean? Like, I've actually enjoyed doing research and shit.
Yeah, so, you've killed it, man. I really appreciate the effort you went to for getting the testimonials as well from all the battles. It's awesome to hear that, and great going through these battles. You know, just obviously follow us at BattleResume. Get in touch with the show. Patreon as well. We got the hats for sale. Check out the links. Check out Kieron's photography link. I'll put it in the description below.
Yeah,
you can go through onto that. Yep. Thank you everyone for listening. And Kieron, thanks again, man.
Yeah, sick, man. Take care, guys.